What is up, everybody? It's the Packers versus the Bucs pregame show. Joined by my dude, my brother-in-law, Matt. Let's bring him in here. What is up, my man?
What's going on, dude?
Dude, I'm watching this. Let me put this up here so everyone knows who you are. We went live before. Like, people might not understand. We were hammered one night, I think, with Alex Struff. We went on here and rambled about some. I think it was a post game. I don't even know what it was, but I remember being really, really, really hammered. But I want to talk about real quick is the Minnesota Vikings are getting smoked by the winless Falcons, and this I think it's 23-0. You just said.
Yeah, 23-0. I think they're down in the red zone right now, but Cousins with 3 picks in the first half. I know they're without Dalvin Cook, but Dalvin Cook don't play defense.
Dude, the funny thing to me is that let me turn these comments on so I can see what people are saying. But the funny thing to me is the Seahawks barely beat the Vikings, right?
So it looks like they just scored a touchdown, Vikings, but
okay. So the Seahawks barely beat the Vikings.
And they should have lost because the Vikings should have kicked the field goal.
Yeah. So after that, the Seahawk fans were like, we won, a win's a win. I'm like, no, you barely beat a team. Because I was saying the Packers are the best team in the NFC. And they're like, no, we beat them. It doesn't matter how you win. I'm like, no, we convincingly beat the Vikings. Most of the stuff that they got points and yards was garbage time when we were just trying to not let them get that home run, trying to make them eat the clock and all that.
Yep.
So like it's hilarious to me, and now they're getting smoked by the Falcons, arguably the worst team in the league. I probably are. I mean, they just fired their coach. I mean,
right.
So and I don't know. I love it. I love seeing the Vikings lose. But
that team is a wreck. I mean, offensively they got some pretty good weapons again without Dalvin Cook. But man, that Kirk Cousins, man, worth every penny, isn't that right?
Dude, that's the funniest thing about because like Kirk Cousins, people were talking about him saying, "Oh, he's going to be better than Rodgers." Like this is when they signed him, and they were all stoked about Kirk Cousins. And now, dude, Viking fans have got quiet because like Viking fans come at me pretty aggressively because I talk a lot of shit. So, so they come at me, but then all of a sudden they're just like, maybe we'll just chill out here. But dude, it's fantastic. I appreciate everyone who's tuning in. Let's throw some comments up here. What is up, Kyle?
Hey, Kyle.
Oh, look at this guy. This is a Vikings fan right here. This is my favorite troll. He says my L is coming, but you're receiving that L right now pretty aggressively. But I understand that it doesn't hurt as much for you because you're used to it. The Vikings stay catching L's. No, but he's good stuff. He makes all types of graphics for me on Twitter. Trolls me. I love it. But dude, one thing I want to talk about. All right, Jamaall Williams made some comments on everyone's been talking about ESPN. He said, I know my quarterback knows when it's fourth down. That was like quote unquote. But that's from Game On Wisconsin, which a lot of people didn't give them credit because Alex Strofe does stuff for Game On Wisconsin, a guy who I have on here a lot. And I know all these guys. They do great work. So they do the Jamaall Williams show, and all the proceeds go to Jamaall Williams charity. So people donate money to his GoFundMe. It's for kids getting, I think it's coats. And so like what they don't show the video, they just show the comment because they want those clicks. They want everyone to be like, oh, Jamaall Williams said something. But what Jamaall Williams was doing, he was laughing, like petting a dog. He had a dog on his lap, petting a dog when he said it, and he was laughing because they asked him, I think Jamaall Williams' friend, or I forget exactly who it is, on the Bucs. So they asked, which one of you have the best quarterback? And that's when he said, I know my quarterback knows when it's fourth down. So like people, the media tries to turn like things into stuff. But dude, everyone knows Jamaall Williams. He ain't out here talking trash. He ain't
he's the most carefree guy on the team. I mean, dude's always dancing, smiling. He ain't trying to throw no dirt on Brady. I mean,
no, dude. Everyone knows like what it is. He was having fun, but I just wanted to make sure I said that because ESPN and all these sports channels trying to make it out. I saw on, I think it was NFL Network this morning, like, oh, I bet Aaron Rodgers didn't like that he made that comment and this and that. Like, dude, you didn't even see it, like how he said it. Like he wasn't throwing dirt on Brady. He was making a joke. Like, dude.
Oh man, the media will spin anything that they want to their narrative, man. If it works against them, they'll take it, man. You know that.
That's what Rodgers has been saying on Pat McAfee's show, like how the media takes this little blip. And I don't even know how they saw it because that show isn't like a huge show. I mean, I think it's cool for Game On Wisconsin. Shout out to them because they do great stuff over there. But it's like, dude, they must at ESPN, they're digging because it's like, it's like my show. Nobody really sees us that in the media. You know what I mean? Like ESPN isn't watching this shit right now. No. But they saw it. So shout out to Game On Wisconsin for getting recognized, and they got credited with a quote. But yeah, I see people comments rolling in here like Bears still suck. What's the score to the Bears game? I think the Foles just threw a pick before I came on here, but they were winning.
I thought it was 13. To be honest with you, I don't know.
6. It was 13-6, I believe.
That's what we got here.
But
running a little behind.
Sure, yeah, but
13-6.
13-6 still. All right, yeah. So hopefully, the Panthers can come back. Dude, I hate the Bears so much. But, dude, I got to give them props. I was watching the game earlier. I was like, dude, that defense is doing something. But it is the Panthers. But still, like, I don't know. You're winning the games. Yeah, so someone asking here, what about Kenny Clark? As far as what I heard, Kenny Clark is playing today. Yeah.
Yep.
He's active for sure. I'm pretty sure he's playing today. With that bye week, people don't like the early bye weeks, but that bye week came at a really good time because we had a lot of guys to get back.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, any kind of setback or anything about him not playing. The only questionable was King, and I haven't. Have you heard any news on that yet? I haven't heard. Still a game time decision, right?
Yeah, from what I heard, it was a game time decision. But you know who is back?
Mm-hmm.
Davante Adams is back, baby. But and he's playing.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he's gonna go for 10, 150, and 2 today.
All right, I like
it. Happening.
I'll take that. And dude. Yeah, because he wanted to come back. Not last week, there was a bye, but the week before he made that little tweet that I think
that got deleted right away.
Yeah, I think he regretted that. Hey, I've been there. I've made some tweets I had to delete, but usually I'm hammered. But
yeah,
but I do with Davante being back, is like what they can do without him. Because when he's out, like last year he was out 4 games, they won every game, so like they can win without him. He's just like a really awesome perk. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah, with Lazard's out, but EQ is activated. I don't know if he's going to play. Like, I don't – like, everyone's talking about it, but I don't know if EQ will play or how much he would play. Like, after being gone so long, like, I think they're not just going to rush him back and be like, yo, you're on every snap.
Right.
So we'll see, like, what happens with that. But, like, what do you think? Like, how good is this offense?
Well, the scary part is you look at when they didn't have Davante and when they didn't have Lazard, and it was seamless. It's not so much the players they have on the field right now. It's the way that LaFleur and Rodgers got that rhythm. I know Rodgers talked about it a couple of weeks ago. They both just seem to be in the same flow, almost like Rodgers said this on Jim Rome's show where he hears the calls coming in and he's like, yep, that's what I want. That's what I want. And he said, it's like that all game. So they each know what they each want and they're just flowing. So the pieces they put on the field, honestly, I don't know if it matters a whole lot because they're taking guys, like Bob, 3 touchdowns, a guy like Lazard having a big game, Jones obviously stud having a big game, and now you're bringing back top 3 wide receiver in the league. They're scoring over 35 points a game, you know what I mean? So it's man, they're rolling right now, and who's not getting enough credit? It's that offensive line. I mean, that offensive line has been magnificent. I mean, I don't know the stats, but I think it's either 1 or 2 sacks all year. And I think Rodgers said that one of them was on him. I mean, Rodgers, great quarterback, but you give any quarterback, especially someone of his caliber, some time back there, he's going to shred you, man. So it all starts up front, man. That offensive line has been just, and they've had some injuries too. That's the thing, So as long as that line can protect, there's no way you're going to stop this offense. There's just no way. Rodgers will pick you apart if you give him time. Always have. Always have.
I was saying that, like, people were talking about MVP of the Packers, like if they had one right now. I was saying the offensive line, because Aaron Rodgers, obviously Aaron Rodgers, he's great. But when he doesn't have time, like any quarterback, he's not going to do what he can do.
We've seen it before. We've seen it before when he doesn't get enough time. That if you give a quarterback only 3 seconds, your receivers barely are down the field. I mean, you got to give that quarterback some time, and that's what they're doing. So.
Yeah, dude, and with the offensive line playing the way it is, I feel like it doesn't matter who you have at wide receiver. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but like
right
within reason. Like, I can't be able to. but now you bring Davante back. MVS, we'll see what he can do. EQ, like if he plays. Like someone asked earlier, I can't see this comment now, but like with Robert Tonyan. All right, let's talk about Robert Tonyan because I made a banner, so I want to use it. Will Robert Tonyan keep the touchdown streak going? He has, I think it's 3 weeks in a row with a touchdown, and obviously a 3 touchdown game. So, like, is he just going to keep balling? Like, I think he will.
Oh yeah, that Tampa Bay. Hold on. Ooh, touchdown, Julio Jones. Big touchdown. I'm sure my TV's a little behind, but so yeah, Atlanta's up 30-7 now.
I love that, man. I love that so much.
Julio's second of the game too, man. Matt Ryan, I think he's got 4 touchdowns.
Let's check in on our Vikings fan here. He's not enjoying it. Hey, I'm glad you're watching though, man. So Will
yeah, Rob Tonyan. So yeah, that Tampa Bay defense, I mean, they're gonna give up 35 again today. And Tanyan's gonna get at least one of those. I think that Tanyan's just a matchup nightmare. I think that the linebackers can't cover him, and I think their safeties can't either. And not only that, but now you got Davante coming back. You're going to give Davante so much attention. I think Bob has another big game. I really do. At least 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I think so too. I think when you give a top end quarterback a really, really good tight end, I'm not saying that Bob Tonyan's like the next whatever, but he's playing as good as any tight end in the league. I think better. I think he leads the league in touchdowns. They had a bye week, so maybe someone caught up. I don't know. But he's balling out. So, like, having a good tight end that can catch, like, and that can get open, dude, it opens up so much because they're not, like, especially with the Packers, they're not, no team is, like, scouting the Packers thinking, all right, we got to watch tight ends. But now they do. Like, Tonyan is doing his thing. He's sprinkling, like, the running backs can catch. There's so much that this offense can do. Like you said, dude, I don't think this Packers offense can be stopped or will be stopped.
No. Looks like touchdown Bears, it looks like.
See,
I think it might be under review.
He says easy now. The Bucs have great linebackers. Like the Bucs do have a good defense.
The Bucs got good, in my opinion, good pass rushing linebackers. I think their linebackers are good at getting to the quarterback, but coverage wise, we'll see. I mean, yeah. I'll take Tonyan over the Bucs linebackers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that Tanyan's good enough to beat linebackers, but like I'm not no expert, especially on the Buccaneers. Like right. I was on a podcast the other day, and they were asking about the Buccaneers. Like, I don't know. I really don't. I'm not like I'm a Packer fan, but like I'm not at all. Like I don't study film on other teams. I don't study film on the Packers. I watch the games. I watch the highlights, but dude, I'm nowhere near an expert. But so what's your Let me take this down. What's your prediction on the game? And everyone watching, let me see your predictions, score predictions in the comments. But what do you think? What do you think happens today?
Well, what I think happens, and I think Rodgers throws for 4 touchdowns, 2 of them to Davante, and I think they win 38-24.
All right, hey, I like that.
That's what I like. The defense, our defense isn't phenomenal, okay, but they're going to make some plays. So I think number 45. Oh yeah, he's a good player from Tampa Bay. Is that Davante David? I forget.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, I'm horrible at that.
Yeah, so I think the defense will give up some plays, but I think this offense is just they're just seamless right now. What was that? 321-3?
Yeah, I want to throw some of these score predictions up here. 34-17, go Packers. 45-21. See, I could see something like 45-20. I really could, and I get that the Bucs have a good defense. This isn't off like knowledge that I have. Like I think this will happen or that happen. I just think they had a bye week. They got the plan for Brady and this team coming off a bye week. They're all fresh.
They are the highest scoring game as far as Vegas says for today. 55.5 points is the over/under. So Vegas says that it will be the highest scoring game of the week.
Hey, so, I like that. I can see it because, like, first of all, like, whenever someone thinks, okay, this team has a good defense, this is going to be this is going to be that, it's never that way. Like, you can't predict, especially with this offense, like what Aaron Rodgers is doing, Aaron Jones. I think Jamaall Williams might come out fired too. Give the rock to Jamaall Williams, all the criticism he's got from his comments. I seen him post something on his Instagram story. Buccaneer fans, probably just Brady fans in general, are coming at him. And dude, like dude, he's always ready to go. But I could see, dude, I was arguing with him on Twitter, like, oh, why are you defending this guy? He's a backup running back. Like, dude, you don't even watch it. First of all, he said he thought he was a wide receiver because he had catches last week. Or the week before. He had like 98 yards or whatever receiving. So he's like, yeah, but what did he do before that? He didn't even have that many receptions. I'm like, yo, he's a running back, bro. And he's like, oh, well, then he like a little bit later comes back because he probably Googled it. He's like, oh, yeah, but he's a backup running back. Like, dude, I'm not going to argue with someone who doesn't even know the team.
Right.
So here's a good comment. So Kenny Clark, 2 sacks, 3 pass deflects. What do you think about that?
Oh man, first game back. Man,
that's high expectations.
I'll take it. I mean, I'll take it. But wait, you got to let the man ease in for a second, man.
Well, I mean, he's probably gonna be hungry. So I don't know like what their offensive line. I've heard people talking about the offensive line for the Bucs isn't that good. I don't know if it is. Like I don't know how much you know about the Bucs, but
I know they like to get down by a lot. I know that much.
Because like, dude, someone was saying because Preston Smith's been going in coverage. I would like to see them just attack Brady because Brady, if you like any quarterback, any quarterback, you get pressure in his face. But it's been known, like when he lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl, that's what the whole plan was, is to get in Brady's face because it's known that if you get in Brady's face, then he'll he doesn't do it. But that's with any quarterback. But Brady, like you say, he's older now. He's slower. He can't get out of the way because he was pretty good in his day, like just moving that couple inches and letting guys run by him.
Yeah, he's great in the pocket. Well, but he ain't gonna run away from you.
No. So Tom Brady, that's whole argument, like with Packer fans and everyone, is who's the best. I don't even care. Like I always say, Rodgers the GOAT, but it's more just to piss people off on the internet. Because I really don't care. Like everyone's so young now that they don't remember like the great. Like when people talk about the best quarterbacks of all time, very rarely do you hear anyone mention Dan Marino.
Joe Montana.
Like these guys. Dude, when I was a kid, Dan Marino like was the man. He was like known as the best quarterback who never won a ring, and it was like talked about, but no one even mentioned Some people mention Joe Montana because you have to with his Super Bowl rings. But
even Jim Kelly.
Yeah, dude. Like Jim Kelly, dude. Warren Moon. I'm not saying the best, but I'm saying, how do you not like mention these guys in the conversation? Maybe we're just old. Because like on Twitter, a lot of people that follow me are younger people, not on Facebook as much. Facebook people remember, but there's a lot of. But anyways, with this game, there's so much hype whenever Rodgers plays Tom Brady, and it's stupid really because they don't play each other. But like, think of all of the classic games, like even back then with like some of the guys we mentioned, like Joe Montana going up against whoever, like Brett Favre when he was going to not even quarterback, like Warren Sapp, like all those classic punch out duos. And like Brady and Peyton Manning and Rodgers and whoever. But so like we haven't got to see Rodgers versus Tom Brady too much. I don't even know what the record is.
So I think this is the 4th time that he's faced him, but I think he's one of the previous 3. He had that concussion. That's back in 10 when Flynn started.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's either the 4th or the 5th time that they faced because they're cross conference. So actually this will be the 4th time, and I think they're 1-1. And the other 3rd one is when Matt Flynn played.
Yeah, I'm reading these comments. Yeah. Crybaby Brady. No, I actually like Tom Brady. I do. I follow him on Instagram. I think he's a good dude. I would be interested for after this season or after he's done playing to read that book he's probably going to write. Because I think that there's a lot of drama in New England.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people talked about this Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy drama, and they loved it. They ate it up. Everyone wanted to talk about it. But I think there was way more drama, but they were winning Super Bowls, so they were like, we can make do. What are you watching over there? What are you seeing?
Dude, this Houston-Tennessee game, Tennessee was up, I think, 21-0? They're down 23-21 now to Houston. And then he just missed a chip shot field goal. Tennessee did. Man.
Well, Tennessee really, I was wrong about them.
Yeah, you were. And they done whooped Buffalo's ass.
Yeah, I had to apologize to like Titans fans on Twitter because they were coming at me. I was like, but I thought the Titans, and not because I thought they were a bad team. I said that they were going to get smoked because the Bills, they're playing the Bills last week, and the Bills are a good team, and they were coming off their coronavirus thing. Like they had they couldn't practice and this and that, and missing 9 players.
I don't know if I'd have picked the Bills, but I would have thought it was a lot closer than that. I mean, Josh Allen didn't play very well at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Tennessee's a good team too. I mean, but man, you were dead wrong.
I was so wrong. I said that they were going to get beat by 1,000,000.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's read some of these comments here. Need Colts to cover by 8. So you're a FanDuel guy, Matt, right? Speaking a little bit of gambling, he's obviously doing. Good luck to you, bud. But who is? Because I'm trying to learn FanDuel a little bit. I'm gonna start gambling. Don't tell my wife. But I'm gonna start throwing my money around. Who's the number? What?
Keep rolling. I'm gonna grab one. So
all right, go grab a beer. So I want to ask people who are watching, are you guys are you gambling? Because I've been seeing a lot, obviously like FanDuel and DraftKings and all these things. I want to know who is the number one, if you're playing it or if you're not. Who's the number one lock? Like if you had to pick one Green Bay Packer player for FanDuel, and then for people who don't know about FanDuel, is like it's a player, basically the player who has the best stats. You can win money off him, right, Matt?
Correct. Yeah, you got to build a roster within a salary cap, and each player comes with a certain price tag. So if we're looking at the afternoon games, as far as for the Packers go, so Rodgers is well, if you take the afternoon games plus tonight's game and tomorrow's games, Rodgers is the fourth highest priced quarterback on there. I mean, there's some values. What's funny is we talked about Bob Tonyan. So Bob Tonyan for weeks was super cheap at tight end, right? And people were, if you put him on your roster, you were getting the value you were getting out of him was phenomenal. Well, then I looked this morning, and that homeboy he's the third highest priced tight end on the board. Actually might have been the fourth behind Mark Andrews as well, but he went from being a guy at the bottom that you find at the bottom and just throw him in or hoping to get you some points, and now he's the third highest price. So if Bob does catch a couple touchdowns today, you won't get the value that you should get out of him, but I still think that he's a steal. As far as the Packers go, honestly, if you're going to play FanDuel this afternoon, I think you plug in, you play, you stack Rodgers with Adams and Tonyan. You stack that up there, and then, and if you feel like playing, if you think the Packers are going to get by big, then you play Brady with maybe his two wide receivers, and then you stack it with Aaron Jones on the roster too, because you hope that the Packers are going to get up big. You got to hope that the Buccaneers are going to throw to get back in the game, and the Packers are going to run the ball to turn around the clock out. I mean, it's all about trying to stack your roster when you're constructing a roster like that. Looking for and that's why this Tampa Bay Green Bay game is perfect for fantasy, because it's you look at the over/under on it's 55.5. That tells you that Vegas thinks that they're going to score a bunch of points, touchdowns, fantasy points, man. That's how it works, man.
Yeah. So just so everyone knows, I'm not being sponsored. I'm not being paid to talk about this. I'm just interested in it. But if they want to, FanDuel, get at me. But no, but because I want to learn about this. That's what I was saying. Like, because I don't know a ton about this stuff, but I know that you're doing pretty well. But so that's what you want to do. You want to grab a guy like Robert Tonyan before he had his breakout game, and you would have done very, very well, because obviously like cap and all that.
If you're looking for a gem for this afternoon's game, I think Ronald Jones at running back for Tampa. He's super cheap on there, and you got guys like Ezekiel Elliott on there and Drake on there, a little higher price guys that I think people are going to run to. I think that Ronald Jones. We all know Green Bay's rush off. Our defense isn't phenomenal, so I can see Ronald Jones going for 100 yards and a touchdown possibly. I mean, I don't like to go against the Packers, but if you're looking for a little edge and a little fantasy, I think Ronald Jones is a guy you can plug in there for pretty cheap and get some production out of him, especially with Leonard Fournette being inactive this afternoon. So you're going to get a lot of Ronald Jones this afternoon.
Yeah, and then the Packers defense notoriously aren't top notch against the run. But this season, though, people have run on us a little bit. Yeah. But it hasn't really equated to a bunch, because with the offense, that's the key thing, is the offense is scoring points. So they can run on us in the first quarter, maybe even get a little lead. But then when Rodgers doesn't kick field goals, he's just throwing touchdowns. At some point, they're like, all right, we got to stop running. We got to start throwing. But
if you look at fantasy-wise, the likes of Todd Gurley had a big game against Green Bay. Alvin Kamara had a big game against Green Bay. Delvin Cook had a big game against Green Bay. So fantasy-wise, if you're looking for a running back, it's unfortunately going to be against the Green Bay Packers. Their rush defense isn't that great.
but they're going to win this game. So what do you think about this, about the Packers defense? All right. I know that like I just said, they get a lot of hate. All right. I don't actually like how like they're running like with Preston Smith going in coverage. I love Preston Smith. He's my dude, but I want to see him drilling quarterbacks. Him and Zadarius. Zadarius is doing his thing. I want to see like more like last year, and I get that it's a whole scheme thing. It depends on things I don't even know about. I'm not no coach, so I'm not gonna like start telling them what I think they should do. But I would like to see, dude, Brady on his back. Obviously, our secondary is good. Alexander's one of the best in the league. Like I think that was just such a good pick. Like I remember when that happened, people were like, "What?" Because I forget how we got like so good in that draft. Like Goot, that was like his coming out party.
Yeah, well, I think that was the draft after they traded with New Orleans. So they got him, and then they got, oh man, did they get Savage the same year? I could be wrong.
I'm not sure if Savage was the year after or not.
Yeah, that's typical.
Because it was
we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
I think Alexander, I forget who. Remember that video? Who he was celebrating when one of his friends got drafted? It wasn't Lamar Jackson. Was it Lamar Jackson?
Yeah. Both Louisville players. Lamar Jackson from Louisville. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Savage was after that. I don't think that. I don't. Whoa, no. Someone said it is the same. I don't know. First of all, my memory.
I thought it was, but
it could be.
Again, I'm not positive. I'd have to look it up. And who's got?
No, if it was if we're betting on me or my buddy Matt, he's gonna be right because he knows more about this stuff than I do. Got Amos and drafted Savage with the Saints pick, I think. All right.
Well, Amos was a free agent.
Oh yeah, but he's saying he signed.
Yeah, drafted Savage. Okay, all right, I got you.
Yep. Yeah, all right. But but I think that I don't know. I think this defense is good enough, and I think that they'll get better throughout the year. Offense, I don't see the Packers' offense being slowed down, and I've been saying it a lot. And I just, dude, like the way Rodgers is playing, I don't know if it's Jordan Love pick. I don't know what it is, but he talks about him just being happy. But I feel like, dude, if you give him an NFL player, wide receiver, running back, whatever it is, he's gonna throw it to him. Like I'm not saying he can throw it to me, but I'm saying if you give him a decent NFL player, and then if MVS turns it on and EQ, like what do you see out of EQ? Like do you think that
today or
do you like both? Do you think that EQ plays today? Because he's activated, but like,
so is Shepard activated too, or did they bring him back? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
My guess is EQ's activated, that they're going to play, but how many snaps? It's hard to say. I mean, the problem is MVS. Like if MVS is really with Lazard being, he's got to be your number two. I mean, he has to. I mean, he's your number two on your roster. He's just gonna make big plays. So, I believe in MVS. So I think that Brown is not gonna have a big game just because I think Adams and MVS and Tanya and I know people give Tanya a lot of love, but that's Sternberger. Listen, he's gonna be a good ball player. He's had a few drops, but he came back, and so there's plenty of options go around. I don't know if Brown's gonna get enough targets or even snaps just because of the fact that he hasn't been on the field.
Oh yeah, I think it takes a lot. Like I don't know how it goes like when they're activated because like when could he start being in practice? Is it because he was on IR, right?
Right. Yeah. So they probably at the beginning of the week.
Yeah. So I think that has a lot to do with it too. Like if they throw him in a game, or they're gonna like, all right, we're gonna let him, be active and maybe suit up if whatever. I don't know because like, dude, I'm the last person to know. But I would lean towards that he's not gonna play, or if he does, not very much. But like you mentioned Sternberger, dude. Like, dude, people forget so quick about guys. Like, dude, I was really high on Sternberger. I like Sternberger. He had some drops. People like slaughtered him on Twitter. They went after him. But I think that, especially because Robert Tonyan, he's friends with Kittle. Obviously, he learned some things. He grinded. He worked his ass off to get, to this level that he's at. Hopefully, keep it going. But Sternberger can learn from those guys. And I don't know. I got high hopes for him. What do you got?
That boy Derrick Henry just went for like 70.
I need another TV in here.
Boy, man, that's a bad man. You see what he did last week to Josh Norman?
No.
No,
yeah. That crazy stiff arm.
Dude,
he disrespected his whole family in that.
That's
one.
a grown man, dude.
Yeah, I said that, dude. I always say that, like, dude. Can you imagine? First of all, like, I'm not. Like, I work at a cheese factory, right? But can you imagine, like, you're in a game and someone does that to you, and like you have to go home and face that. Your family's watching. They're probably having like maybe not with coronavirus as much, but people have like house parties. Like, hey, we're all gonna watch whatever together. Yay! Yep. And then you just get stiff armed and just manhandled. They're just like, then you come home and no one mentions it. They're like, I was in the bathroom. I didn't even see that. I mean, it's on Sports Center every 2 minutes.
Oh man, that's just and that's not the first time he did that. He did that to a player in Jacksonville on a 90-yard touchdown a couple years. Dude, that Derrick Henry, man, you see that boy coming? Just move. Just move. Dude,
I think that like AJ Dillon. Like, let's talk about that because AJ Dillon looks like he has capabilities to be that dude. Yep. He hasn't got a lot of opportunities because he's behind two great running backs and a great offense. So but like I was thinking like, dude, what if they're just saving this dude for the playoff? I'm not saying saving him like he's going to become the starter or any crazy thing like that, but like let him get comfortable in the offense, let him learn his thing, let him watch two greats, and then when it's wintertime, use those legs to plow in those 1-2 yard touchdowns.
Well, the beauty of it is they don't even need him right now.
Yeah.
They just don't, They got Jones and they got Williams. Yeah, they're doing fine just without him. I mean, he's gonna be a stud for many, many years to come, and potentially at the end of the year. He's gonna have fresh legs. He's like the new shiny toy you got in the garage that you just want to bust out when the toys you got already are working just fine. So that's the problem is people get kind of ahead of themselves. They're like, look what we got over here, man. This will be awesome. Well, enjoy the ones that you got,
Oh yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah, I think I would love to see him late December playoff run. When Jones but that's the beauty is that even Jones touches aren't even that large with Jamaall Williams being in there. So Packers are smart with what they're doing with their running backs. I like that they're not just cramming them 25, 26 carries a game. That's the way to go. So
let's talk about this. Okay, could the Packers run a 3 tight end set and be successful?
With Mercedes Lewis? Yeah. I mean, I think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if their offense is built around that too much. That seems like a Mike Sherman / Mike McCarthy kind of offense where they got nobody at all and they're trying to figure out some kind of offense. I loved the 2 tight end that they ran from back in late 90s with Jackson and Chimera. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of that. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you run a 3 tight end and run a Jamaall Williams or a Dillon on the backfield, I'd be fine with that too. Like a big time pro offense or I don't know how much we'll see with a 3 tight end.
Yeah, because with the wide receivers and the running, like how they do it, or the passing, how they do it, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'd be okay. But especially like after Sternberger gets going and if Mercedes, dude, yeah. I think they could do it. But yeah, like with the offense that the Packers run, I'm not sure that you would see too much of that. Let's say what's up to Freeman. What's up, Freeman?
Jesse Freeman. What's up, man?
What's up? All right, let's read some of these other comments right here real quick. Tom Brady is going to play scared today. Mark my words. You heard it here first. Yeah, dude, that's what you have to do. He's not going to come into the game scared. First of all, Brady's confident as shit at what he can do. But that's what you got to do. You got to get him scared. Dude, you got to do, like, I want to see Zadarius Smith on top of Brady in the first quarter. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean.
I don't know the exact stats, but I'm pretty sure that Brady's thrown either 2 or 3 interception returns.
2 pick six. Yeah, I think it was 2 pick sixes.
In back-to-back games or 2 out of the last 3 games or something?
Yeah, because someone said Brady threw as many pick sixes this season that Rodgers did his whole career. Because, the comparison with Rodgers and Brady. But I don't know how many Rodgers threw. I don't know if that's true, but I'll throw it out there.
Hey, bro, you need to get yourself a TV in that room, dude. This Houston-Tennessee game, stupid. Dude, Deshaun Watson just threw a 55-yard touchdown to Will Fuller. Just ridiculous. Man. Hey.
What's the score of that? What's the score of that game?
I think it's going to be 30-29 right now, I think. And I don't mean to boast or nothing, but I had Deshaun Watson and Will Fuller in a lot of FanDuel lineups today, so that made me happy.
So let's talk about the NFC real quick, because I had this on my phone, but NFC North Packers got locked. I mean, the Bears are gonna
The Bears are the Bears.
Yeah, we got to give them respect because of record, but they're going to fall off. They're going to fall off. So the NFC East is a complete joke. They're just, dude, like.
I still think that Dallas wins that.
Oh, yeah, I think so too.
And just because everybody else is so bad, it's atrocious.
So let's just talk like out in the future. Let's go like talk futures, playoff time, right? Let's assume all the teams that are doing what they're doing now pretty much continues, right? Wild card spot, because I'm saying the Packers are winning this division. I would agree that the Cowboys are gonna win that division. No, obviously wild card teams coming out of the East. They're lucky they don't change the rules and say the Cowboys can't be in the playoffs if they win.
That West division is gonna be tough.
Yeah, so there's gonna be someone looking on the way because you got the Bears. If the Bears keep doing what they do, I don't think they will, but let's pretend they do.
Yep.
And then you got the West, you got the Niners, you got the Seahawks, you got the Rams,
and the Cardinals. I think the Niners are done. I think that division is too good. The Cardinals are hit or miss, but the Rams, Rams are a quiet 4-1 too. That Ram football, and they almost came back to beat Buffalo in that one game. They'd be undefeated. So, yeah, I think it's a different format this year too because we're all playing for that one. Because they get that first round bye. There's only one team getting that first round bye, so that number one is huge. You get first round bye, and you just with these other teams just play each other out. So, yeah.
Let's read his comment since he's been so active. I do want to see AJ on a short yard play. Got to get him touches headed toward the end of the season for the playoff run. Although Jamaall has been a bruiser. Yeah, dude. I think that they spread it around. Like I get what they're doing right now because I wouldn't take touches away from a running team that's working. But definitely come playoff time, dude. And not even just to get AJ Dillon involved, but to make sure that Aaron Jones and Jamaall Williams, like they're healthy, they're fresh too. You don't have to run the hell out of them because you got that guy. And I think as the season goes on, you'll see a little bit more AJ Dillon, but it all depends like what they see in practice. I'm assuming that they like him, but maybe there is things in practice that he's not doing his great pass protection or whatever it is. So like, I'm not gonna.
The only negative I heard, I think I said that to you last week, is that I heard that LaFleur thought that he wasn't running behind his pads enough. He was running a little too up and down instead of dropping his shoulders and lowering the boom. It sounded like LaFleur wanted him to kind of really run by because he's a big boy, get down and lower the boom instead of running a little up and down. So, he's a rookie. They all need to work on some things. So,
I didn't mean to play this penalty, but let's check it out. If the Bucs stop taking penalties and play a full second half, then hold on to your butts. This game will be much closer than you Packer fans think. No, I don't, dude. I can see this game being.
I don't think the second half's been the problem. Hasn't the first half been the problem for the Bucs? The Bucs have been terrible in the first half. That Chargers game, they were down 24-0 or 24-7. They came all the way back. So it's the first half they need to worry about. They've been terrible coming out the gates.
Yeah, and if you let the Packers get a lead on you, like I just don't. They're not going to let it up. I mean, they played a little bit of prevent-y type defense. They're up big. I don't see them doing that against Brady. Like they did against the Vikings because the Vikings had a bunch of garbage. And the Vikings didn't come close to coming back. Though people like talk like it was close or whatever. It wasn't like they were close coming back. It was I forget what it was, like 10, 11 points or whatever. But like if you're playing Brady and you get a 17-point lead, like you put your freaking heel into his neck. Mm-hmm. Like Brady can do some things. So like I think. So people always ask this, Mr. Raven, how many beers deep are you? Dude, I had a couple. All right, I had it with my breakfast, but I wake up with a beer in my hand. But all right, I don't know. I think that's about all I got. No, we were talking about the NFC. No, let's talk about that before we cut out.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, I think we did talk about that. I am a little buzzed up, people, but I'm not drunk. I'm having a good time. Oh, someone said Kevin King is officially out.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
So I assume that he's telling the truth. I'm not on social media right now, obviously. But that hurts the Packers.
You need a big game out of Sullivan, and those safeties need to pick up the pace.
Yeah, because Alexander's going to do his thing. So what? How do you think that they use Alexander? Like, what are the who's the Bucs top guy that you think that he'll follow him around?
I think that he gets on Evans, but the problem is actually then I think Godwin has 8 catches and $130 today. I think God, like people forget, like Mike Evans is your marquee name there. So I think they'll, even though Evans hasn't had a really good year, I think Godwin's the guy that you got to worry about. He's a guy. He's a little shiftier. He comes across the middle. I think Godwin's gonna have a big game. I think they put Alexander on Evans, but honestly you could put Alexander either one of them. They're both one A and one B receivers. So I mean, people need to not forget the Bucs offense is a good offense. Like and I know Gronkowski has had a terrible year so far, but I mean, Packers are notorious for not really playing well against tight ends either. So it wouldn't surprise me if Gronk had a big game either. The main key is you got to get to Brady. You get to Brady, none of that matters. So if they can find a way to get Smith to Brady and get Clark up the middle and even bring a little pressure from even maybe a Savage or an Amos, I think that's how you beat them. Because the receivers are good, and Brady's not what he was, but he can still throw the ball. You get to Brady, you'd be just fine.
Yeah, that I think is the most important thing. I'm getting an echo here. But that's the most important thing. Get in Brady's face. Don't let him be comfortable. Don't let him be back there. I don't know. You see Brady freaking out on the sidelines like during these last few weeks. I love it.
That game against the Bears, man. That guy, then he couldn't remember what down it was.
Can you imagine if Aaron Rodgers did that? First of all, I'm not going to hate on it because I don't care. I think that's just what leaders do. Yep. Different leaders lead different ways. I have no problem with the quarterback thrash. Dude, I get yelled at work all the time. I don't care, but they do yell at me. They're like, "Hey, aren't you going to work today?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on break." Whatever. But no, but I have no problem with it. But I know that if Aaron Rodgers did that, if Aaron Rodgers was on the sidelines screaming at people like that, dude, he would be all over ESPN everywhere. He's a bad leader. He's a piece of shit, this and that. But I don't have a problem with it, but I love to see it. I do. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, just get to Brady, man. That's the game plan. Get to Brady and protect Rodgers. That's how you win this game.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna head out, but I appreciate everyone who tuned in. Kenneth Redmond, I appreciate you commenting during the whole show. I appreciate everyone who let me talk here for a minute. Everyone who tunes in. At halftime, I'm gonna be going on the Packers Worldwide show. And then after the game, I think Alex Strofe is going to jump on about 7:30. If you want to come on, Matt, you can, but you might be busy doing stuff. But we'll see what happens. But Alex Strofe is going to join about 7:30 tonight after the game. I'm going to be blitzed. That's my prediction for the game. My post-game show, I might take a break. I'm going to take a break from get ready for this game. But it's 2:45 here. The game starts at 45 minutes. Green Bay Packers are going to win it big. I've said it. Look at Bad Llama. People call him out. Let him know. Dude, he's a Vikings fan. Not this guy, but Llama.
Yeah, right.
He's a Vikings fan, and he trolls me, but I love it. He's good. It's no hate. Ramage drink a 6-pack for every touchdown. Hey, I tell my wife you said so. So if I need a spot to sleep tonight, I'm gonna come talk to you. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Go Paco. Come right back here after, or not right after the game, but 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be here talking Packers with Alex Strofe, probably drunk. Maybe Matt will join me. We'll see what happens. And halftime, I'm not sure where it all is, but at Packers Worldwide, I'm gonna do a halftime show with them.